creature of the night, not the most pleasant of sight. If alone, gaze into the darkness, I will be there representing blood's kiss. Creature of the night, don't mean to bring you fright. I'm a creature of the night, not the most pleasant of sight. If alone, gaze into the darkness, I will be there representing blood's kiss. Whoa. Well, hello everybody. We are live here another week, Creatures of the Night live stream. How's everyone doing? Starting solo right now, as those of you might see. Emo Bro Zach is actually on his way back from his 2-month hiatus from going back east. He's coming back to the Emo Mansion this weekend, right in time for Pride Fest weekend in St. Louis, which we'll get into that in a little bit. Then Sasha is in the kitchen preparing some mashed potatoes and some chicken. We didn't eat, or I hadn't ate really much since our breakfast this morning, which was scrambled eggs. So I smell it. It's good. She put garlic where garlic needs to be, and
Lots and lots of it.
I'm sure it's fine. Oh, she's coming in. So easy does it. Don't hurt your foot.
I'm being careful.
So anyway, get going here. I'm not sure how long we'll go tonight. And try to get off at a decent time because I'm going to try to also fit in gaming on Twitch, and then have us get to bed at a decent time because we do have to get up early if we're going to be at the St. Louis Pride events tomorrow morning when they start. That's kind of our preference right now because we're kind of coordinating plan with some friends to try to meet them there. It seems like that beginning time frame seems to be ideal. Last year when I went to St. Louis Pride, it was 100 degrees, and I went about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And unlike the Des Moines Pride Street Festivals, St. Louis, I guess, wraps up at 7. It seems early to me. But I think the one in Des Moines went to like 11 at night. So, or 10 o'clock, something like that. But anyway, so we're going to try to do it earlier, in theory, to try to beat the main heat of the day. That's kind of what we have going for us right now. Just making our way over here.
Don't mind my hopping.
Can you get in?
Yeah.
I need this moved over.
Just a little bit.
That better?
Yeah.
Okay. There she is. She's here now. So we will discuss a little more of that and kind of recap how this week went also in a moment. How's it going?
I'm good.
She is now seated for those who are just listening only and not seeing the visuals. So, yeah, we'll just kind of go right into it then. Let me recap for the folks that might be just kind of joining in with her now being here too. So Pride Fest, it's Pride Month, of course, but the biggest, like, local, close-ish to us one, of course, middle of nowhere here, is St. Louis Pride. Back home when I still lived in Iowa, we used to go to Des Moines one, but St. Louis is the one. If I remember correctly, maybe it was because of COVID, but Chicago's, I wouldn't mind necessarily trying sometime. It should be even a bigger event, but they had theirs in October, a couple of years at least. Which I love that timing, that idea. Temperature wise, it's cooler, it's nicer. But I think I'm not sure. I have to relook that up. I'm curious now. I pull that up in front of y'all, because let's see here. Chicago Pride 2023. So I'm thinking that was delayed because of COVID, because that's such a late, odd time to have had it. But I remember it being in October one time. Oh, it's the same weekend. Yeah. So that had to be a one-off. That had to have been a one-off. Because, yeah, as you can see, this is the Pride Fest celebration in Chicago. They have, theirs lasts a while. I don't think it's just all one. They have a week of it? Yeah.
Well, it's Chicago. I'm
Yeah,
not
that makes
surprised.
sense. Chicago Pride Fest, June 17th, 18th. So missed that. That would have been last weekend. And then they have a Pride in the Park, 23rd, 24th. So, yeah. So, no, not going to that one, but maybe someday. No, St. Louis is the one that we're going to. I was there last year. Met up with a friend then, also a fellow urbexer. First time I got to meet her, so that was cool. And then stayed there only for about an hour and a half, and then left. So I spent more time in the car driving to get there than I did staying there, but that's okay.
Well, at least we know that I can at least help with the drive this time.
Yes, yeah, I went alone last year. But it was, like I said, 100 degrees that day. I wore, as I normally do, my black, one of my trip black vest things with trip pants and the bandana thing going around.
Make me hot just thinking about
and it made several.
How hot that would
Yeah,
feel.
it made
Ugh.
several other people that even came up to me and be like, "You're making me hot. Aren't you hot, man?" And so it's kind of funny. I haven't decided yet what I will wear, but pictures will come, I'm sure. I do plan to vlog this also for this channel, on the Dimwits channel here, and so that'll be a experience there. Because the last one I did vlog also, but it went in the. No, it's on the alternative Dimwits too. Yeah. The year before that, it was under Peculiar Encounters on the Klein Studios channel, on the main channel. Under Peculiar Encounters, but no, since it fit better for the platform of this channel, I think it'll find its home here. So, the Kai 11 up. Emo Bro is there.
Hey.
Emo Bro passing Silver City, North Carolina, which is named after Sharon's family. It's why I came here to have her with me. Heart, heart. Nice. Travel safe. Yeah, he messaged me about an hour ago or so. Said that he's on his way. 20 hours out.
Be safe.
So he is trying to time it to where he can meet us there.
Right.
But if it's just too late, he's not making it, he's just going to come here, and then we'll see him when we get back from Pride. He's hoping to make it, because my understanding is he's never been to a Pride Fest before. Is that what you said?
Yeah, because him and I were talking about that. That he's never been. I had never been. So.
I was going to ask you. You've never
Yeah,
been to one
no.
either. Oh, popping both your cherries.
Oh, we've had this conversation
Wow.
so many times.
I forgot that you had. I would seem as embracive and open as you are that you've gone to one before.
It's just never worked out. I've always had
Huh.
to work,
That's
or
sad.
didn't have the funds to make it there.
Mm.
Because Lord knows I'm the broke bitch most days.
Well, I don't know which one's the closest bigger festival to you. Anyways, does Elkhart have one?
Elkhart doesn't. I think South Bend might.
Right,
But
yeah.
I know that
I know Indy
does.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne does, and I'm not. Well, where I wasn't too far from the Michigan border that I could have crossed over that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I've always had to work.
Yeah, that's
Joys of retail.
Oh yeah, she's a retail. Yeah. So now your foot's giving you a reason to take time off, and so she is now gonna be able to make it.
My foot is.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I hope you folks don't mind. I'm doing hitting, two birds with one stone, as they say. I meant to redo my fingernails after we did our hair and stuff. My nails haven't been done for a while, so they're looking a little crappy.
Yeah, you can't really
So-
tell from mine, but it is very, very purple right now.
Yeah.
The color that I had for the concert last weekend, unfortunately, did not last because it was flat.
I was gonna say, do you want to talk while I'm doing this? Talk a little bit about your hair coloring fiasco.
Oh, so we already discussed, I think it was last week, about I fucked up royally. You do not need to mix different brand hair dyes. It does not bode well. It turned into like a murky green, almost like a seaweed color, and it turned my hair a really weird shade.
Yeah.
So I was washing it with purple shampoo and all this other stuff like what was that called? Cleansing shampoo, stuff like that.
It's a
And that scalp scrub
sugar salt scrub thing, whatever. Yeah.
I think it was called Never Salty.
Yeah. Which is funny because Trevor left it here. He was always salty.
Yes.
Anyway, but
From the one weekend that I spent with him, yes, he was.
but yeah, so he left that lovely thing here. We've been making sure it has not gone to waste.
I used the
It does work.
end of it.
Yeah.
But I pulled as much of the color out as possible, and it got back to almost the copper color it was my very first time being on Creatures, along with like a greenish shade. And so I ended up buying Splat hair dye and had bleach kit in it. Colored it all. It looked fantastic. I really loved how it turned out, even though it wasn't all purple. It had like a opalescent shade in there. So it ended up blending really well. Well, unfortunately with Splat hair dye, it's only semi-permanent.
Mhm.
And so one time with washing it, and the color had already started fading. So I had to go back and buy different hair dye that was permanent. So I got the Got to Be brand. It's like Schwarzkopf or something
Yeah.
like that is the main brand for it. But I've used the color before. I've really, really liked the color before. Problem is that with that particular brand, I have to get 2 boxes. Most other colors I can get away with 1 box, but this one I absolutely have to use 2 boxes, and I saturated my hair, and there was still just the tiniest little bit of it that didn't quite got all the way.
Yeah.
So then when he redid his, I had to borrow just a little bit of it just to get the rest of the brown out, but now it's a pretty shade of purple and a bunch of different types of shades of purple because I had different light textures to my hair.
So it's what you wanted. It was more what you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bright as the one for Splat was, which I really, really liked that shade. But at least this one I know is going to stay longer, and I don't have to fuck with it as much.
Right. Oh, hey, Jay. Jay's in the chat. Gaming Buddy here. We're trying to get this going so we can hopefully join you if you're still up to it and if you still can be up. It'd be interesting to try a chat. It would be challenging, but like if you whispered, you kept it down, but you whispered. I don't know. I mean, if you have a mic like me, you could do it, and you spoke like a ghost. You know, and you did an EVP and you played that way and be able to keep it quiet, not wake your dad. And maybe you can say an hour later.
Or do clicks like they do for snipers and shit.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we're gonna try to get off here so we can at least try to catch you, because last weekend didn't work out so great.
Yeah, and at least this time, dinner's already prepared. All we have to do is plate it up and probably eat while we game, so.
Right, yeah, I don't want to, because I don't know, I don't like eating too much on camera.
Neither do I, which is why it's still sitting in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not on camera when we Twitch.
I
so.
know. You can eat. I can always preheat or heat it back up later if I have to, but we'll see. I don't mind painting my nails, my gothic nails again, because I need to for tomorrow. But yeah, I just don't want to eat, chew, cough, chew. I'm not really a burper, so you don't have that. But Okay, one more. Come on, you can do this. Anyone else like the smell of fingernail polish, or is it just me?
Why do you think people get high off of nail polish?
I know, I'm not saying I'm trying to, I'm just...
There's worse smells out there.
Right.
So, in other news, Jay, you'll appreciate this one. My car's dead. I went to go to the bank to take in my check, and my car won't turn over now. So, I borrowed his car and went and got my check in there, and they were nice enough to give me half of it in cash so that I wasn't completely broke. And got a battery charger thingy majigger that I'm gonna have to hook up to my car at some point, probably when we get back tomorrow or on Sunday, and try and get my car started again.
Yeah, so, Zach, once you get here, her car is parked in your old space where you used to park in front of the garage door, and if it's still not able to be moved, I mean, she might try it in the morning. I mean, it depends on what time we have. So just a heads up, you might have to park in the third stall, or pull over, right, if you come here and not make it to Pride, or just park, anywhere else, just letting you know.
Yeah, it's only temporary up until I can get my car moved over, but right now, like, normally if I try and turn it over, it sputters a little bit, but it will at least start. This time it's not starting at all. So I got oil to put into it. I got brake fluid because I haven't checked the level of that in a while. And I got that charger thing for it. So I'm hoping that it will start back up. And I got the name of a couple of mechanics and stuff that are in town that one of the mechanics at Walmart, he couldn't recommend them, but informed me that he's dealt with them in the past and that he's fairly certain that they would be able to work with me better than some other places. So.
Yeah. Zach says, emo and autistic pride. I saw a St. Louis arch in the sky shaped from a cloud at sunset. Wow. Jay says, I still have work, so I can't stay up late. Oh, yeah. So there's that, too. Okay. I'll let you pass. Really hope you get it fixed soon. I'm sick of my car. I spent $1,100 in 2 days, and it's still not 100%. Holy fuck, my spelling tonight. Been a long day. Sorry for spelling.
No worries. So, but yeah, so my car has done pretty good up until this point, so I'm hoping that she'll get re-amped back up, but it may end up being one of those things where I'm going to have to save up and tell her goodbye. I hope not, because I can't afford a car right now.
Yeah.
For those of you keeping tabs, my medical bills are up to $26,000 for the whole foot thing, and we did find out that does include the cost for the helicopter ride. It's not too much more than an actual ambulance ride, so.
Yeah, so her medical bills just keep coming, and kind of tallying it up, making a bet that it's going to be over such and such amount, so we'll see.
So she still has to go back. Bets.
Yeah, she still has to go back and have her rods removed, so that's going to be another pretty penny.
Yeah, because chances are they're going to want to do another x-ray, and that in itself is going to be a good $5,000, I'm sure.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. Let's see if I can find a...
No, don't.
1 second.
Oh, you're grounded. You're just so grounded.
Let me see here. I'm not sure exactly what... Oh, why is it doing that?
Just because you wanted to make noises with the...
Let me see what this is.
What if I'm worried about switching phones? Who's keeping my data? What if I'm worried about making a switch?
If I have the SIM.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going for.
Thanks.
There it
Thanks
is.
for that.
There it is. All right.
Again, you're grounded.
One more time. All right.
Uh,
So, anywho, let me see. 26K noted never moved to the U.S. LOL. Yeah, because
Well,
remember, if
it's
this happened in Ireland, your healthcare, you know.
yeah, never move to the U.S. unless you plan on paying out the ass for health insurance because Medicaid doesn't cover different states.
Yep. You just want to never get sick here. That's the moral of the story. And never get have an accident. Nothing.
Never get in the fight with the lawnmower.
Well, not specific, but yes. See, Emo Bro says, I barely got my Lego Rivendell set, so excited. And will be the center of my Lord of the Rings, Stranger Things theme. No problem, Sasha. I can go to the left for now. Third, still too tight for me. So.
Okay, so he'd be parking in front of the musician sign, is what he's saying.
Yeah. Keep in mind, Zach, because of her leg right now, normally what we'll do is she'll hobble down the walkway there. I pull out the car and pull up right in front of that musicians only parking sign I have up. So maybe leave enough of a car width space there for when we need to do that. Okay, does that make sense? You'll see the sign. I think it was a lot's happened since you've been gone. I think I put that up after you left.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So. Anywho, so that's what's going on with that. This week, more or less uneventful-ish for me. I'm still waiting to hear back from roofing people, but the competitor that I was looking into like a month ago, randomly was like, oh yeah, I'm going to call him back. Gave me a call. Actually, we were on our way to the concert. I can't remember if I shared this last year.
I don't think
I did. Anyway, introduced himself. He said it would probably be another week or so at the earliest before he could make his way out here to do an inspection of it. He's more local, I guess, out of one of the local towns nearby. I'm willing to get a second opinion and see, if what I was getting quoted with the original company is valid. Otherwise, and then I'll go if it is, or they're even more expensive, then I guess I'll go back with my original people, but I'm going to call them up and demand to have a different representative because I'm not happy with the one that's ghosted me. So
you getting ghosted is a weird
yes.
phenomenon.
So anyway, and then with everything happening and slow going here, she's just getting checks kind of gradually set up, self direct deposit finally, which won't kick in, I guess, until like 2 more checks from now. It's one of those things where I'm kind of making it needs to be done. I'm trying to figure out if I should just deal with the one that has the more active leak and then schedule a different one another time to save some money, and I can return some of that loan money back. It's just, yeah. So that's my stress, what I'm thinking about here. So you gotta love adulting.
No, you don't.
So, okay, cool. Yeah, that's my favorite tree, the Japanese maple. Yep. So you'd be near that. So, what else here?
I don't even know what you put on for this week.
That was it. So.
Like you said at the beginning, I was in the kitchen cooking.
Mm-hmm. So it might be a pretty short one, like I was saying. But at least waiting for Manales to drive before I do anything. But they look better. So. Yeah. So Zach, we'll have to just coordinate and let me know. Like I said, if you think that you're able to make it there. If not, just come here. We'll meet you back at the mansion when we're done. I know last year I got lucky with parking. There was an area that it was near the meters, but it being a weekend, you didn't have to pay. But they had like cars parked in the center of the street on this particular street, and then the normal cars that are on the curb that were parked. And I think because the cars are in the center of the street, which I almost thought the ones over there weren't a parking space, but somebody had left, and then there was somebody coming back to his car in a different space. So I'd asked him, I was like, "You can park here, can't we?" And he's like, "Yeah, let me move out." And he's like, "Oh, perfect," because it was literally 2 blocks from the area, like the old park where the festivities are for Pride. So
Well, with
That
us
gu- I
getting
got
there
lucky
super
with that.
early.
yeah,
Hopefully.
us getting there earlier, hopefully, yeah, will be even better. So
And we get to take the wheelchair again.
yes,
Yay.
you get to see her in the wheelchair, Zach. I don't think you got to see
Well,
that yet.
That thing. He hasn't gotten to see me in the walker either, except for pictures.
Or the vlog.
Ugh.
So, but yeah. So you get to see the way of helping out a handicap emo in the mansion. And get to see you'll learn you'll pick it up. I think you'll
Yeah.
pick it up. So
You'll hear me because my wheelchair now makes a squeaky noise.
it's a squeaky sound, which is a new development. And then anytime you see her crawling up on her hands and knees up the stairs, just let her be. She's fine. That's the way she's getting up there.
It's the only way I can get up there because
Yeah.
hopping one step at a time is just, it's too much of a risk to fall. It sucks, especially like if I've just gotten out of the shower and I wear shorts all the time because it's easier to put on than try and put on pants with this foot being all messed up. And then like having to put my knees on the thing and then it's all dirty. I'm like, ah.
Right. So there's that, and we're hoping she'll get at least a temporary handicap thing for a vehicle that will help us out in parking also. I don't think because insurance won't cover it, but we won't be getting a gothic emo stair lift,
No.
so that won't be a thing.
We were hoping, but
Yeah, because we could ride it all day and
other things.
put Bonnie on it and send Bonnie down and Bonnie back up.
We've had lots of ideas for that one.
So, another little gripe thing I have. So, I think we're going to be sunflowerless this year, which sucks because it's just been so dry. And the initial batch that I did plant in early May, I think I seen one try to sprout, but we had freaking squirrel came through and I think ate it. And then I redid an area out there and replanted a whole bunch of seeds. And I'm not really seeing anything yet. And that's been over 2 weeks ago, so I would see them by now.
Yeah, I saw a sign on my way to town today for a church that said "Pray for rain."
Yeah. And I've been watering them. And then we did have some rain briefly there right before we burned the burn pile out back, which, yes, Zach, since you've been here, we did finally kind of eliminate it down to a pile again.
And I have stuff for s'mores, but I didn't do it because it was too early in the day and he was busy with other things, and I knew that getting too close to the fire was not a good idea.
Yeah.
Plus, it smelled like pine, and I didn't want it
With
to
your luck
taste like pine.
right now, like I said earlier, if it wasn't for bad luck, she'd have no luck at all.
Yeah.
Um,
I can pull miracles out of my ass, no problem, but I pay for them in other ways later.
right. So there's that, and I did do repair on the back stairs. So Zach, you'll get to see that.
Yeah, those were getting to the point where I was kind of afraid to go down them.
Yeah, the lowest step was rotting, and so I removed that wood, replaced the boards, painted with a kind of protective coat, black, of course. So they're black steps now, going into that side one that that I use mostly, but so. Lupita, hello, good evening.
Hello.
Glad you caught us. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure how much longer we'll go, kind of a shortened edition this week. We'll go over to Twitch here in a little bit, probably, and try to do some gaming if Jay is still up for it. And I can I can try to message Kane, see if he's still free or not. But yeah, so that's what's going on here. I will say, because of the dryness and I don't know if maybe the heat has a little bit to do with it too, but I have not seen as many wasps this year. I don't know if you remember how bad it was last year. We had several. But this year, not so bad.
Well, and considering
So far.
the fact that I have to hop right now to get to the car and back into the house and stuff, I'm not really complaining too much about there not being a lot of rain. Just because when it does rain, I have to put a bag over my foot.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, these shoes have good bottoms. Well, I guess they're foam bottoms, which sucks, but they're not as good as what I prefer. I prefer having rubber soles to my shoes, but these were what I could afford at the time. But it kind of gives me that feeling of I'm going to slip and fall, and I don't want to fuck up my other foot too. So lack of rain is okay with me right now.
Yep. Yeah, I will say I like the lack of rain too, because what ultimately led to the foot thing, we don't have to mow as much now. So it's like, if this said, if the drought had just started a little sooner, the grass wouldn't have been as tall or as thick at the time, and maybe this wouldn't have happened.
And then when he does have to mow, he makes sure to give me a forewarning.
So she can listen to the music or do whatever. So if
yesterday I was
doesn't want to hear it.
I was doing my hair while he was mowing, just a little bit that needed touched up and
Mostly
stuff,
the backyard. It grows faster in the back.
Yeah, I had
Weeds mostly.
I had my laptop upstairs and I was watching Game of Thrones again. So
Yeah.
I watched House of Dragons, and House of the Dragon, I should say. Sadly, there's only one season out right now, and the next one doesn't come out till next year. So I switched over to Game of Thrones because it's been a while since I watched them.
Yeah. So. Alrighty. Well, anything else? Final thoughts in the chat? Haha, Bonnie going up and down the Gothic chairlift. Remember the one in Gremlins with Mrs. Daigle? Haha. Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay.
I just recently...
She'll get that reference.
I just recently watched Gremlins. So, back when I was still in Indiana, I got a friend named Ricky that lives out there. And it had been so long, and I've never seen Gremlins 2, so we went and watched the second one, and then when I went home, I had to watch the first one again, so...
But yeah, so, and then Zach, I remember you sent a picture of your hair color. I know, I don't know when you're planning to do that. Like we said before, I mean, you could do it at any time. You don't have to wait for cooler weather. It doesn't matter on that. It won't, because you're worried about it getting on everything.
And I can still help.
And she can help. Yep, because my last coloring, I did kind of a. What do they call that? What's the
ombre?
An ombre, which is like a blending of different like shades. Kind of. You can't really see it so much right now in this lighting.
Turn the light up.
Well, I don't know if they'll be able to see it.
You should be able to if you turn change the shades, because I can kind of see my purple-ish. And maybe not.
I was gonna say the bluish is not gonna show too much. I don't think.
No, it still looks black.
So you can see purple. And it goes purple, and then it goes down into...
Here.
Oh, I was just going to do this. 1 second.
I was going to have some sort of white background.
It's kind of a greenish, bluish at the tips there. It goes purple, and then it goes back up to my other darker color that I had before. I figured, and this is the first time in a long time that I did any kind of bleaching to lighten it.
His hair does not lighten easily.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
It's a bitch. It really is.
I thought mine was bad. No, his is worse.
Yeah. So yeah, my hair is just it's an nincompoop, but the bleaching did work. It lightened it enough to where it does show this better than if I didn't do it at all.
Yeah, because the last time he had attempted to bleach it and put, what was it, the purple or red?
It was some other kind of purple. I
Yeah,
think.
it was a different shade, but you really couldn't tell as much unless he was in the sunlight, and even then it was hard to tell. So
So this is a nice, pleasant, like, ooh, but it's not quite to the level of where it's just so blinding. I don't have the scene brightness,
Like my
scene
purple
kid
was.
brightness. Yeah, but that's okay this time. But I did lighten it nonetheless. So then I think in preparation for ahead of my fall colors, and time for Gothmas is normally when I go back to a deep blue-black with red, a dark red underlayer. That's normally what I've done for years. So
And
we'll
I'll
be getting
stick
there.
with the purple.
Yeah. So let's see here. Play something or do a reading since you really. I'm sorry, won't be doing that tonight, unfortunately. I'm sorry, I'm driving around with Wilfred, so I can't really type a lot. No, that's all right. Be safe. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here a little bit. Anything you need to say? Well,
Today's been kind of a chill week, so.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, stay tuned for the Pride vlog that we have planned.
Oh,
Go ahead.
mentioned last week about having to let my dog go. I have her back. For those keeping count, I guess the family that she was given to couldn't handle her. She's very much my dog. But yeah, so my friend, I had gotten a hold of him and asked him how she was handling things, and he said, well, I have her back as of an hour ago. I'm like, okay. I'm like, was she too much to handle? And he never really got back to me as far as that. He read it, but left me on red. But, yeah, I'm assuming she was just too rambunctious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, Jay was happy to hear that. Yes.
That was like my best news ever. And then I got to talk to my kids who are in Florida right now. They got to go to SeaWorld and stuff. So I did end up telling them that we did temporarily lose her, but we got her back because I don't like not letting them know things like that, but I wanted them to be able to enjoy their vacation before I told them that she was gone. But since we have her back now, I still got to try and find somewhere else for her to stay, but at least right now she's back with my friend that's been taking really good care of her, so
Yeah.
makes my life happier.
Yeah. All right. So there. Yep. So that was good on there. We're just kind of in a hurry rush off live stream tonight. Just not feeling like going and grabbing something. Most of the instruments in there, especially since the finish of the 17th anniversary Klein Studios Music Production / Orchestra concert, which check that out if you want to see me playing stuff. You see a whole lot of me. That was a good one. That's about an hour long
And
concert.
the concert blog is up
Yeah,
from last weekend.
it's from the Not a Phase Fest. Yep, that's But My Works
Yes.
is on there, so you can see all that. But I have not touched his instruments since the finishing of that project, so I'd have to tune stuff, and that takes a little bit of time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The
Jay has
keyboard and the
bedtime.
piano, I really can't do it. So, huh?
I said, and Jay has a bedtime.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. My friend here, gaming buddy, is in here, and the clock is ticking, so we're racing against the clock also to try to tend to his needs in a moment too. So
Because he sadly missed us last weekend.
yes, totally, and we missed him.
Yes.
But okay, so hopefully that explains that. It's nothing personal. Sorry. We'll try to do it again on another time. We're not so pressed for time. But yeah. All right. So on that note, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So those who wish to follow and spend more time still and see what shenanigans we're up to in the gaming side of things, come on over to Twitch.
We love our shenanigans.
Yes, we do. So gotta get your gaming system set up. I brought it down, but I put it on
Yay.
the table. So okay. See you all next week. Enjoy, and like I said, stay tuned for. I'll probably do some pictures first. I'll release from Pride, but the vlog itself, in the near future, will be done. Not sure when.
I still have to finish listening to or watching the one from our last one.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone. Peace. Rock on. Have a good evening. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
That's a short list.
I'm sad.
Bye.
Bye.